Alright, yo, and we are live. Okay, let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I had to film recently. Wait, hold on, I gotta get on camera. Hold on a second. I have the adjustable height desk, so I'm gonna be a little all over the place. What's going on, everybody? It's finally here, the day when we bring together BrickBob Films and my audience that watched the entire creation of the Popeye Project. We're bringing them together for the camping episode. What's going on, everyone? Oh, I'm seeing new faces already. Nah, this is so. Here's what happened. When I got back from this animation convention in the spring, I was like, okay, I got to work on this Popeye project. We got to do something new though, something never done before. And I made a whole animated project on stream with all of you guys, and I got to know a whole lot of you a lot better. And just people showing up that I never thought would show up before. So yeah, but now I was like, after finishing Popeye, I was like, we got to do this for BrickBob Films. Yes, BrickBob Films is back for another season, and they said it wouldn't last. But no, we are here. We are getting ready to go. And wait, actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Okay, it's 7:05 for me. I'm gonna give a few more minutes to let everyone else hop in, get acclimated. But we are at it's like you guys are already blowing up the chat. Awesome, sweet. Okay, good. Yeah. So here's the thing. I'll give people a few minutes to start showing up and stuff. So I recorded all the lines for this episode. I did all of the audio engineering. We are more or less good. I have 2 audio files are ready to be filmed. I have my animation program pulled up. I'll pull it up in a little bit once I'm done with the setting up and stuff. But for now, I'll just have this overlay. But yeah, how's it going, everyone? Yeah, I'm seeing new faces and familiar faces. But yeah, it's like no longer am I like, okay, new BrickBob Films episodes disappears for like a month. Like, nah, you guys got to get involved in the process. And we figured out how to do it over the past few months. But yeah, so wait, what was I saying? Yo, what's up? Burger Motion, good to see you. But yeah, so I got the audio files complete, and I think what we're gonna do for the sea bear and for the sea rhinoceros is we're gonna do a dedicated stream where it's just gonna be me sitting at the desk sculpting them. I still don't know how their designs are gonna look, but you know what? That's part of the fun. You're up to the challenge. You don't know quite how it's gonna look, but you figure it out. And considering we made, oh my gosh, like 6 puppets for the Popeye project, like right here at this desk, we're gonna be fine. You guys are very much invested in the creation of the characters. And the best part about this episode is the rest of the episode's pretty simple in terms of filming. It doesn't have a whole bunch of sets. It's really just, what is it, Conch Street, whatever you call it. So, yeah, so it's just gonna be right here and very dialogue heavy. Such a funny episode. And yeah, no, it's gonna be great. I think it's a good first episode to start on and do with all of you guys. Burger Motion, it's funny that you mention that. So you're always here, and you say that you work on your own Lego SpongeBob videos. And yes, those sand plates, these ones right here, these what, these like tan colored ones. These are so expensive for, I don't know, it's probably because they just don't really manufacture them anymore. But it's funny that you bring that up because I did order this specifically for BrickBob Films 2026 season. I ordered these. These are 6 bootleg Lego tan plates. Because what I need to do is I need to fill out the rest of the desk. Because what? I have 3 big ones, 3 half-size ones. And the rest that I have in here are just like, I don't have any more tan ones. These are yellow. I used to fill these out on the side. So yeah, I'm going to fill out the rest of the desk using these. I hope that they're not too cheap because I want to get my money's worth. This was like $20, $23, $25. But if I wanted to get like official Lego ones, it would have been way more expensive because I probably would have had to buy them one by one individually. But like, the green base plates that I had for, where the heck is it? Yeah. Okay, wait. So these base plates right here, I think this might be the same brand. These are also bootlegs. These were the base plates that I used for the production of Survival of the Idiots. And actually, I think I used this for the graveyard for One Crafts Trash. All right, you know what? It's 7:10, so we're gonna do our little ritual here. Let's get things off and running because I'm already pumped to just get a start on this. So without further ado, wait, hold on a second. I need my prop. Wait. Okay. This is BrickBob Films. The camping episode, day 1. So first things first, I'm going to put out these new base plates. Wait. Okay. I heard about a Patrick minifigure leak, but I have not seen it. So, thank you for... also, hello, Rules. I remember you. You are an OG. I'm trying to think, I'm going to be standing up. Oh my gosh. I got this adjustable height desk last year. I have not been able to go back since. It's wonderful. I would highly recommend investing in one. Let's see. Where's my little knife? Yo, what's up? Got some new faces. I'm so excited to see how the sea bear looks. And here's the best part. I have no idea what it's gonna look like yet. All I know is it's gonna look awesome. And even though the sea rhinoceros shows up for like 5 to 10 seconds in the very last shot of the episode, I'm still excited to make him. Just any opportunity to... They just had to shrink wrap this. Any opportunity to make more fun puppets to interlace with the Lego animation. I don't know if I'm gonna like these base plates, so I'm trying to be somewhat delicate with the packaging. I think this is the same. I think this is the same brand as these other ones that I just showed you. All right. Let me get the treasure trove. Here we go. All right. Behold, this is the BrickBob Films Lego SpongeBob minifigure treasure trove. This contains SpongeBob characters and other sea folk. Oh, we got Man Ray here. Got him just recently. My Patricks. I just want to see how well they bond to the board. Granted, not every minifigure is the same with the amount of use they get. Sure I didn't get scammed. Yeah, oh my gosh. The episode requests. That's the thing, it's like, there's so many great episodes of SpongeBob to do. There's never going to be enough time to get around to doing all of them. And of course, then you have like specials like Atlantis Squarepantis, which are 20 minutes, so that's like an even bigger production. But my main thing is like, I'm trying to focus on the quality over quantity. Like I want to make the most out of every episode that I'm making, kind of getting precious with it. So doing more stuff with the clay animation. I wonder if I put these in the foreground. These ones in the back here are a little bit, I mean, I wouldn't say dirty, but they've been used for a while, and I dust them and everything, but because I use a wax clay to hold the figures down in, you know, tends to stick. But yeah, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy is definitely something that I want to do more of, which of course is why I ordered this overly expensive piece of plastic. Yeah, the Dirty Bubble and Man Ray have got to make their appearances. But I wanted to start out doing a more simple episode, which is what led me to picking the camping episode, because like I said, it's not super complex. The whole thing takes place in SpongeBob and Patrick's neighborhood. Well, actually, I can get rid of these. And the way I think about it is like, we're going to have the rest of the year to get as crazy and complex as possible. Like, what the heck? Krusty Towers. That was another episode that was like, you know, very dialogue, comedy heavy, not a lot of action. But that was the first episode that I did for last year's season. And then I went totally nuts with One Crab's Trash. I still can't believe that I made One Crab's Trash. That... oh man, I should have streamed making that, but hey, we're here now, aren't we? Oh, and I want you guys to see something. So what we're gonna do is, right now I'm just setting up, but when we start filming, you are going to be able to see in the program. See that? I don't think that you guys can see my mouse, but the animation view window, you will be able to see my stop motion software, so you will get to see what the footage looks like in real time as I'm recording it. It's really, really cool. First few streams that I did, I was doing it natively through YouTube, and I mean, it got the job done, but it was not pretty, I guess you could say. I got 6 of these, so trying to maintain some sort of consistency. That should be good. Yeah, I ordered these because I was having, not all shots, it wasn't a huge nagging issue, but there was a problem with, like, you could see the table in certain shots. I just thought, just gotta get more. Now let's see. I also, what I started doing last year during the production of One Crab's Trash was I started tracking the work hours for making the episodes, just so I could see how long they would take to make. I'll move that up. I was tempted to not do that for this episode, but you know what? I think I'm going to start the work clock. It's better to, like, to just have it and not need it than the other way around, you know. But here's the good thing. Just a sec. Not audio, production. Yes. So here's the good thing. When the way that I've always made episodes, and this has been an especially big problem with last year's BrickBob Films episodes, is I'm always worried about having to get them out quick. Oh, I have to get it out by this month. I have to get it out quick. The longer the episode takes to make, the more is riding on it for it to do well when it releases. And I am going to keep track of how long it takes to make an episode, just for my own data. It's just good to have. But the nice thing now, though, is that because I'm doing these streams, it's not like I'm radio silent, you know? Like, I'm able to engage with you guys. Because there's just that aspect of, like, oh, the longer this takes to make, you know, the more absent I am. Okay, now we need the double-sided tape. So I don't know, I think these streams are a good way to also just, like, it's a mental load of, like, okay, it takes me 40 hours to make an episode. So what? It's done on stream. Like, I can still see you guys, you know? You guys are still getting some content, and I'm able to involve you in the process. This is going to be tedious, but... I mean, making a stop motion project is always tedious. There's going to be a lot of moments like this. But I have to tell you, the worst part about making any episode of BrickBob Films, the worst part is just getting started. Particularly after taking a break. So of course, I haven't filmed since, well, I haven't wrapped up filming, let me rephrase that. I haven't filmed an episode of BrickBob Films since December, which was Squid Bob Tentacle Pants. So since then, I put all of my Lego stuff away, out of sight, out of mind, and I've been working on other stuff. So the day-to-day organized chaos of filming Legos is kind of gone. Because when I'm filming for BrickBob Films back to back, there's Legos all over my desk. It's messy. All of this stuff is out. So setting up is definitely the worst part. But once I've filmed and completed an episode, getting started on the next one is so easy. It's as easy as just hitting the record button. But right now, because I've just been on a break for a while, not from filming, but from BrickBob, I have to get back to the organized chaos. I'm a stickler, making sure this stuff is aligned properly. I'm putting double-sided tape on the Lego plates to keep them in place. Yeah, you see that? Granted, I'm not going to be putting that much force on the plates on a day-to-day basis, but just to keep them in place. I used to do this with like Gorilla Tape, which personally I think is a little overkill. So this is just double-sided Scotch tape. This is what I used for filming last year. It's way easier to pick up and put down. Like, I can pick this up, put it down. Maybe I'm filming in a grass scene. I need to get rid of these plates, put in green ones. It's way more easier to interchange them. The adhesive on the Gorilla Tape, actually I think I have some. Like this is like what I used to use. It's just too much. And you have to roll it and like stick it to itself. This is just way easier. I just put 2 pieces on the corners. So the streams are not going to be, I mean, it's not going to be 7 days a week, but they are going to be quite daily. So I'm trying to figure out I'm calling it like an anchor stream schedule, because when I'm working on an animated project, I'm usually working on it more or less every day. But regardless, what I want to do is like, regardless of whether I'm actively in a project or not, I want to have like, oh, stream on Monday and Wednesday or Tuesday and Thursday. I just want like anchor streams that you guys can all rely on happening regardless of whether I'm in a project, you know what I mean? But I think what I'm kind of thinking about doing right now is streams on Monday, anchor streams on Monday and Wednesday. But if I am going to continue filming, which I likely will, I'll just, they're not scheduled, I'll just be streaming anyway. So like, for instance, I'm planning on streaming tomorrow at the same time. I think 7 p.m. EST is good. Yeah, I looked it up and it seems like for those of you on the West Coast, it's like 3 hours behind, and every time zone after that between the West Coast and the East Coast it's getting closer. So I think it might work. Yeah, if like setting up is just, it has the most friction, you know? Friction's gonna exhaust you and you always have to power through it, but the reason I say that, like, you know, once I've filmed my first episode of BrickBob Films, like for the season. Filming the next one, like getting started, is just so easy because you have that flow. I don't have to worry about doing all this. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Uh-oh. Is that straw I see? Oh. Look out for this guy. Yeah, this is day one of starting a new project over for my other channel, BrickBob Films. This is the camping episode. One of the, oh my gosh, just one of the many all-time classic episodes from the from the golden age. But yeah, it's gonna be another Lego clay animation hybrid project. Okay, hold on a second. I have to look for this like supposed leaked Patrick picture. This leaked Lego Patrick picture. I hope it's not another stupid rumor. There was that like really fake rumor that went around recently where it was like, oh, Patrick was being written out of the show or something. It's like, really, like, what? Huh? I'll look at it in a second, but I have to, you know, I have to take a look at this because I've looked up what the news is on the new Lego SpongeBob sets that are rumored to come out later this year. And I haven't been able to find anything. Really, I'm just curious how usable they're going to be in my videos. Set's probably going to be like $200. Oop. Hold on a second. Yeah, last year was like the craziest year for BrickBob Films. Like the episodes that came out. And the thing is, like, I have even crazier ideas. Like I really do. And I figured that if I could film the Popeye project, get that done, there's no reason I can't film the latest episode of BrickBob Films on stream. Didn't have head articulation? Wait, did they like make a new special mold for the Patrick head? I'm not planning on making the sea bear sequence this huge elaborate thing like I did with the fight between Mr. Crab and the zombies. Because I feel like part of the comedy around the sea bear sequence is because like the sea bear starts out as like this mythological, you know, story around the campfire being. It's like, oh, he's real, he's not real, blah, 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 blah. But then the sea bear turns out to be real, and he's scary, and he attacks Squidward. But then he leaves, just like that, and then he comes back when Squidward does more stuff to agitate him. And throughout the course of the scene, the sea bear, like, becomes less scary simply because of the fact that all of these things, like, oh, don't run, sea bears hate that. Oh, don't eat cubed cheese, sea bears hate that. Oh, don't wear a sombrero, sea bears hate that. Like, all of these things act as like a kill switch for the sea bear. Or like, oh, you activated the sea bear by making a noise like a chimpanzee or waving your flashlight around. Like, that's one of the reasons why I find the sea bear scene funny, because it's like, yeah, at first he's scary, but then you're like, oh, this animal, this wild animal is really just like activated by a series of criteria that's just ongoing. You know what I mean? Oh my god. You guys have me genuinely really interested about the new Patrick. I'm hearing his head can't turn. I'm hearing he looks bad. What's up with this Patrick? Wait, what? He's like the Chewbacca? I know what that mold looks like. The like rigid, the rigid head. Oh no, this is already not a promising start. The Lego SpongeBob sets to me are just so funny because they're obviously like not that good by design. Like, they're not pretty looking. They're pretty basic. I mean, they have like really cool play features. I loved them when I was a kid, and I always love them. But it's just like the idea that like people say that the sets aren't that good. Meanwhile, I've done all of this with the sets. Oh gosh, my computer. Hold on a second. I just don't want to disturb these cables. But even if these do unplug, the stream shouldn't go off because it's still hooked up to the encoder. So everything should be just fine and dandy. Okay, I've got to take a look at this new Patrick, because you guys have me really, really, really curious. I don't like this board because it bows. I have no nails. I'm gonna flip it around. Oh my gosh. It is so unbelievably hot outside, and I can't use my air conditioner when I'm streaming because it's just way too much noise pollution, as I call it. Way too much. It sounds awful. So I'm already getting a little hot. That's why I'm usually working in a tank top, because it's just I heat up really, really easy. Hold on a second. Even having your shoulders covered makes a huge difference. Anyway, let's look at this monstrosity. Fake Science Monthly. Yeah, straw, like that's oh, here comes the train. That's the thing. It's like the sea bear becomes so not threatening. But I mean, like let's think about this. The sea bear can be stopped from attacking you from a dirt circle in the ground. Like that's why I'm not planning on like making like this huge elaborate sequence with with the sea bear. I think the minimalism is what adds to the comedy. Also, Straw, I'm giving you a little shield. Enjoy. You're an OG. Thanks for helping me out during Clay Kremling. All right. Leak. Wait, is this leak? Is it on Reddit? I think I found what you guys are talking about. Hold on a second. I want to pull this up. Mm, I want to pull this up on stream. No. I'm gonna pull it up right here. Okay, wait. Oh, sorry about the little jump scare. I know it kind of occupies the whole screen. Is this what you guys are talking about? I don't know where to put this. Yeah, Lego SpongeBob sets, the later ones really annoyed me when I was a kid because what I liked about the initial sets was that all of them were represented, all like the main landmarks in the SpongeBob land, Bikini Bottom, they were represented in the sets. But then they made another Krusty Krab which had less play features and was fleshed out less. And they remade Conch Street twice. One of them didn't have Patrick's house, and one of them didn't have Squidward's house. Period. Like there were three different versions of SpongeBob's house. It's just yeah. But back on topic. I mean, where's my? Hold on a second. Where did I put the? I just need to. I need to let this soak in for a second. Have the original Patrick. Okay, credit where credit is due. The pants look better. supposing this is real. Pants look better. I like that there appears to be an outline, at least on the front of the pants. I like the colors are more accurate. And it looks like Patrick's skin color is a bit more pink. I really don't like that Patrick has flesh color. He has my skin color. You see this? He has the same skin color as me on the old figures. Why couldn't they make him more pink? He just looks like a naked guy. At least they didn't give him nipples. I would have like, ugh. If they did that, I would have like taken a tool and like scratched that print off. That would be the worst. One day ago and 500 upvotes. I am pretty impressed that they integrated his gut into the figure. I guess you're gaining that. The original Patrick figure does kind of look like that, like when Peter Griffin loses weight and he's just kind of trying to think of how he's shaped. He's just shaped like a sausage. If you guys have seen that episode. I do agree. If he was flesh colored, those parts could be interchangeable. I 100% agree. But I'm not getting my hopes up. Now the thing about the current Patrick figure that I use is that like it's just, I mean, it's pretty much the same face expression. But there are these other variations of Patrick that have use, albeit situational, very situational, but they do have, I do use these sometimes. And yeah, of course you're losing that articulation for the head. Yeah, this is, I don't know. Yeah, this isn't, you're definitely, I think, losing play value. This is so weird looking. It's so off. Sorry you guys can see this little header here. I know it's kind of ugly. All right, enough of that. What are we doing? Should be good. Oh, yeah, I have the old Squidward head. I do have it. That was a really weird thing. When I first saw the new Squidward that they made for the newer sets with the Squidward, the special Squidward head mold, because he has a really weirdly shaped head, I wasn't into it, but I actually do prefer this one because the fact that he's frowning is very true to the character. Like, hold on a second. I can't really show you guys this on stream because they're too tiny. And I also don't have lights up here. Sorry. But it's like the original Squidward figure, he's smiling. And on top of the fact that he has a regular shaped head, which honestly, look, the regular shaped head, I can live with that. But the smiling is what gets me because it makes you realize that Squidward looks very weird when he's smiling. Like, even in the show, like, his whole head is shaped around him frowning. That's his neutral silhouette. You know what I mean? Squidward looks weird when he smiles. He's like not supposed to be smiling. It's wrong. Yeah, like go back and watch SpongeBob and see how often does Squidward smile. Like it's very weird looking. Concentrate. Oh, speaking of which, the episode begins inside Squidward's house. Oh. Well, actually, you know what? I have another board here. I'm going to take out the one that's bowing because I don't like this one. Go away. I still have a small pile of clay here, which should not be here actually. I just didn't feel like cleaning it up. I'm not expecting them to make more than one set. I heard in the rumor that they were gonna make like they were gonna make a set and then they were gonna make a BrickHeads. And in my previous stream, I remarked about my open and vocal disdain for BrickHeads. They look really, really, really bad. They look like pop figures if you just built them in Lego. Except, I'm gonna be honest, I think even pop figures look better by comparison. And I'm gonna take this off. I still have my tripod out from my client project I just did. I wanted to get that done before diving into BrickBob. And, as you can see, this, the most important tool of my BrickBob Films videos. This is just wax clay. It's kind of dirty. It's like all gray. I don't even remember what color it was when I got it. Puppet putty though. Great stuff. And it helps with the filming. I have to put away this Nikon lens because I am not going to need that for this project. I'm going to be filming with the vintage Nikon Nikkor macro lens. That lens was really good to me last year. So what happened was, right as I was wrapping up, finishing filming for SquidBob Tentacle Pants, I got a new lens, the Rokinon. Just a sec. Super wary about dust after that traumatizing experience from filming One Crab's Trash. This lens was really, really good to me last year. Yeah, so I got this lens, this Rokinon lens. It's in a bag, but this is a fisheye lens, sort of fisheye. I think it's 14 millimeter. But with this lens, you are able to get some like genuinely really cool spatial effect. Like it can really, you can photograph a small backdrop. Like if I take this lens right here and took a picture of this whole set, it would look, I mean, you know, it would look small. It would look confined. But this 14 millimeter Rokinon can really, like, if I were to take the exact same picture from the same position with this lens, it would make it look huge. And I want to experiment with this more for stop motion. I'm trying to remember when I used it. I used it for BrickBob, some of the claymation effects. I don't even remember. I think I used it for a shot for Popeye. I don't know when the Popeye reanimated collab is coming out because it is a big project. But rest assured, you'll be hearing from me when it does come out. Granted, if I hear about it first. I'll use the remote. Hello? Oh. You're good, man. Here we go. We are officially burning the candle at both ends using every single USB-C port that my computer has. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I can't use this. I do have a remote controlled one. I don't need to use this. I assumed that I was using it at some point last year because it's right here in my little drawer. But, okay, dummy batteries hooked up. Looks like we're good. Lens off. All right. We are gonna go into the program. Window capture. I think that's what I do. Boom. Sensational. Okay. First things first, I turned this off because I didn't need this for my client, but we are gonna need it now. The way that we are going to avoid getting those disgusting black bars on the side of the footage that was prevalent in all of my animated projects up until like 1 or 2 years ago. The way that we are going to mitigate this is by adding a 16:9 aspect ratio mask. Looks like the footage is fitted. That's right. No mask. 16:9. I'm like, what? But yeah. So filming with this mask will give us a better point of reference for what the footage is supposed to look like. I love recalibrating this stuff like between projects. But yeah, it's this was on for so long that it's so weird seeing it off and then like turning it back on. Just making sure that I did it right. Why does it look like that? Mm-mm-mm-mm. The worst part is always getting started, but we're gonna be okay. I won't let you guys down. His window is messed up. We are going to import the audio. Is that gonna... Okay, it doesn't show up. Good. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, before I import the audio, I like to make sure that the audio file is in the Dragon Frame project folder. The reason that I do this is because when I'm done filming for a scene, I'll film about 2 minutes of footage in a Dragon Frame scene. And what I do is I do all the editing on my PC just so I can have like a separation of workstations. But the problem is if I don't put the audio file in the Dragon Frame folder ahead of time, my PC won't be able to find it when I open... where did the window go? Hello? When I open the project on my PC, the PC just won't be able to find the audio file, which you need. It just smooths out everything. So by putting it in the Dragon Frame folder, I can just open it on my PC and my PC just automatically imports it. And then I can just export it and put it into Adobe Premiere from there. Yeah, I'm like feeling it right now. It's so hot. Wait. So the audio's working. Okay, and I have my program muted in the stream interface, the stream encoder, because you guys don't need to be hearing this. You're definitely going to hear it over the microphone anyway. So not only do I use this clay to hold in Lego characters, but I also use it to stabilize the camera. Okay, wait, you guys can see it. I'm going to open up this just a little bit more. Yeah, I don't need to see this. Dude, I got this monitor recently just so I could have my stream overlay up somewhere, and I love it so much. I have all of this space to just look at my stop motion program. It's so nice. Heck yeah. Yeah, we're all getting hit with it. It was raining so unbelievably hard this morning. And I was like, shoot, I really hope it doesn't thunder and lightning while I'm streaming. But it looks like we're okay. Gosh, seeing 16 by 9 like crop in my program is just, it's looking really weird to me for some reason. And I hope that that's just me being paranoid and not gut instinct. Like, oh yeah, something actually is wrong. Lighting is also going to be a little bit different for this shot because this episode does take place at nighttime. But we had enough practice with BrickBob films last year that I think we're going to be okay. We've got the colored lights. So sometimes what I do, like, I'm setting up. Gonna open that aperture, or close it as much as I can. Set to 100 ISO, shutter speed of 1 second. That's how I like it. You're catching a broader spectrum of light when you're doing 1 second shutter speed. As you can see, I'm just a little bit over 1 second. I don't know if that's 1 1/3. Oh yeah, wait, 1.3. Yeah, so this will get a broader spectrum of light. We do not want raw. Oh boy, we don't want raw. What did I do last time? Dang. This is how you know that I was like doing like client like photography. I shooting raw files. Wait, actually, I think in my trash bin, I think I have a picture of what I had it set to last year. Do I? Yes, I do. Okay, I had it set to raw normal JPEG. Once again, just a little bits of friction when starting up, you know? Wait, yo, Rules, you sent me a gift. Rules, thank you so much, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what a gift is. I didn't, I saw that on my stream, I'm like, flow state? Wait, what is this? What's a, wait. Wait, I thought I had to have that like enabled. What does a gift do? Oh man. Raw plus. Raw plus large fine JPEG. Let's try that. Well, Rules, thank you so much. No, you've been active here the whole time. It's good to see you. Very took you took me by surprise. I was like, I know that like gifts are a thing on like Twitch and such, but I genuinely have no clue what they do. But thank you so much. I have to look into that. Wait, where is this showing up? Oh, there it is. Wait, I got jewels? Straw, thank you so much. That's why you get the shield. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you guys so much. So that's the thing. It's like when I would premiere episodes of BrickBob Films on BrickBob Films, which is like a 15 sub 15-minute time window. Sometimes, like every once in a while, we would get people like sending things in the chat, but like it less than 15 minutes, like really not much opportunity to do so. So I'm still getting used to like having these features in like it's just the transition into the live stream format, which I'm still getting used to. Don't worry about it. No, you guys just being here is good enough for me. But yeah, no, it's I'm like this is a new format for me too. But no, thank you guys so much. I'm gonna have to look into this a bit more. Oh yeah, that's what. Oh my god, I'm getting a star. I don't know. I didn't even know that people could do this. I thought it was like, okay, I have memberships. I have channel memberships set up, but I don't know. I don't remember what any of all this other stuff is. Hold on a second. I'm so because this is going to be nighttime, the lighting has to be very particular. I have to capture a specific spectrum of colors in the shot. The lighting has to be very particular, but I don't really remember what I did for previous videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up a previous episode of BrickBob Films, see how I lit it, and just try and go off of that. One crop's trash. I remember that one of the reasons that I specifically chose to do one crab's trash, like make that episode, was because I hated the nighttime lighting in so many of my old animations. I was like, I've never properly lit a nighttime shot. I have to show that I can. Well, Rules, thank you so much for saying that. I'm really glad that my animations have touched you, and I'm so glad that you stuck by with me for this long. There were definitely a few years where I was like super flaky on YouTube, but I'm always trying to get better, you know? Because like you guys are all here, and I wanna find a way to keep working on it. Oh man, rules, you're going crazy. Thank you so much. No, I gotta say, like a lot of your faces I recognize. Like I see you guys like in the comments. I see you guys participating. Thank you guys for showing up, and I'm glad that I can be around more. Oh, that's so cool. You guys can see like here's the thing with stop motion. It's like just photographing these ordinary objects and just seeing what it looks like on camera. You start composing shots. It's like you're just watching the film to come together before your very eyes. I just love it. One of the difficult parts about this being at nighttime. Oh, I see that. So this big diffuser light This big diffuser light has it eliminates shadows, which is really good, but it can dominate some of the smaller lights that I have. Rules, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, wait, how long have we been streaming? Okay, a bit over an hour. Not the worst bout of setting up I've ever done. But I'm not going to replicate the nighttime lighting from like One Crab's Trash, for example, because you need to make variations depending on the mood of the scene. One Crab's Trash kind of had like a few different moods. It had like casual, it had comedic, it had ghostly. This one's gonna be a bit more casual. If I do this, I want sort of like a twilight, like dusk setting, like a sunset. Let's see what we got here. I mean, that shadow is quite moody, but not really what I'm going for. And I do have the other light. Where on earth is the remote? I'm thinking of replacing the light. Oh wait, hold on a second. I have to shut my window. Not that the sun is very bright right now. We are at 8:15 p.m., but I don't want any of the natural lighting to come in. Everything in my room is remote controlled. Where on earth is the remote for the light? Only so many places it can be. I'm probably going to replace it. Hello? So there's a button where I can just turn on the light, but to control the light, you need the remote to cycle through the different colors. Oh wow, that does look kind of pretty. It is surprising to see like how big a difference it makes to just have like two different colors coming from side to side. Gives you more options. Dude, there's only so many places that it could be. Well, it will turn off eventually. I need some water. Is that a Breaking Bad reference? Oh, here it is. Jeez. Okay, the light did help. So here's the thing. Like, everything in my room has its own proper place. And as a result, I do not lose things easily. That being said, from time to time, stuff vanishes. So when something gets lost, I get very disturbed. The hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Oh my gosh, I lost my... What the heck? Rules, thank you so much. I don't know what... Rules, you're gifting me so many things right now, and I don't even know what that means. I'm guessing it's a really good thing, though, so thank you so much. But, yeah, so it's like, recently I lost the remote for my air conditioner, and I was like, I was so disturbed by that. It's driving me nuts. No. I think, what if we had red coming in from that side? That's way too harsh. That's a bit better. Let's take a little test. Looks beautiful. That is shooting a raw plus large fine JPEG. I'm gonna set it to large normal JPEG. It more than halved the size of the final photo. Okay, just to be safe, I'm just gonna go with the, what? Large normal JPEG. Should be fine. I swear, once I get in the flow, it's gonna move faster. But getting started is always... It's kind of pretty. Not a fan of the shadow. It's a little threading that needle. I don't want to show, like, SpongeBob's house too much, because SpongeBob and Patrick are supposed to be right outside their house. So I'm trying to have this focus in on Squidward, mainly. But I also don't want the scene, like the composition, to look too empty. And the one thing that you have to love about vintage lenses is fully manual control. The depth of field is as big as we can go. It doesn't make too much difference. I think this should be fine. I am digging that little golden hour look. It's kind of nice. It's Yeah, preparation in preparation of getting back to BrickBob Films, I also was rewatching particularly seasons 2 and 3. I need to see I need to rewatch season 1 still. I find that like season 1 is very different for me personally than seasons 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are more alike, but season 1 is like that's like a very different feeling. Lighting's a little bit tricky. SpongeBob's house is okay. Maybe I can do some. No, that doesn't work. Looks too weird. Shadows are driving me crazy. I think I'm just gonna do that. It's looking too. The house is just messing with me. Draconis, what's up? Welcome. We are finally underway for a new episode of BrickBob Films. Oh no, we got more! Thank you for the sparkles. Okay. What does Squidward's house look like? I know that I used purple. That is the extent of my knowledge. SquidBob tentacle pants. Okay. Good. Draconis, earlier in the stream, we all looked at that together because everyone is talking about it, and I'm like, what? I saw it, and it's it's pretty weird looking. I don't know what I was expecting. I was kind of hoping, like, if I had any expectations, I'd hope that it would just kind of be the same mold as the original, maybe update the colors, make it a bit more true to the show. But it's kind of going in a different direction. Anyway, I'm just like I'm gonna be sticking with the ones that I'm currently using, in case you're wondering. SpongeBob's bed. I'm just turning this on because I don't know where anything is. Do not know where anything is. I think the accessories bag's in here. Oh, there goes Mrs. Puff. I know you're somewhere. gifted 100. What does that even mean? Thank you, rules. Where on earth is it? I have a dedicated bag of accessories. And I know for a fact that it's not far. I know for a fact. Because I use it like all the time. Oh, we have the army of the living dead in here. What even is in here? Vending machine. Some random parts. Look in here again. Here it is. The one shelf I didn't check. I'm just going to imitate what I did in BrickBob Tentacle Pants. For Squidward's house. Now I can't see. You go away. Okay, that should be it. Oh, really? Squidward? Wait, what? That's so weird. I don't know. Squidward, I feel like could pass as a Star Wars NPC. You know what I mean? I feel like that could work. There's like some like octopus-looking people in the Star Wars universe. I mean, what? Greedo. He looks like a seahorse. I always thought. Then you have those octopus-looking people. Like, okay, wait. Greedo is a Rodan or whatever. Rodian. I don't know how you say it. I think Rodan is Godzilla character. And then you have Quarren, which is like those octopus-looking people. Oh gosh, do you guys see that? Wait, in the footage. Look, you see the wall? You see my arms? One of the things that I hate about filming Legos, one of the things I absolutely hate, is that they are so reflecty. Everything just light bounces off of them. I have to be careful with how I film certain scenes. Yo, thank you for the star. My gosh. Rules, you're what is it, a philanthropist? You're a philanthropist in my stream. I don't believe it. You said you were a fan. I'm certain to believe you. Yo, what's up? Welcome. Yeah, we're still kind of shaking off the rust when it comes to filming BrickBob films because we're just getting back into the swing of things. It's gonna take some time, but we're making progress. I'm trying to think of how I'm gonna light this. We'll use a little diffuser light. But yeah, check it out. You can see the episode in the making in the animation view panel. Oh, I have it set to scene 1. I'm gonna change that text to day 1. I'm not gonna be counting every single scene. Day 1. Oh yeah. We're filming inside Squidward's house because this is the scene where he's like looking at the calendar and is like, oh, SpongeBob and Patrick go camping, hooray. Fantasizing about how they're gonna get lost in the woods, never to return. Oh, I'm gonna need this little backpack. So many parts. I'm gonna need like a second bin soon because I'm like accumulating too many non-recurring characters. I think it's just getting a little bit populated in there. Oh, it's so quotable. Those old episodes of SpongeBob are the most quotable things. It's so good. Hello? How many studs is that? It's more than you. Have any of you guys heard about how, like, supposedly the brown Lego pieces are brittle? Like, they're more fragile than others? Have I been ill-informed, or is that like a thing? Oh, I think this is it. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so when I was recording lines for this episode, I'm not kidding, I was like legit I was having trouble recording because I was trying not to laugh while recording the lines. Particularly during the scene when Squidward's already been attacked once. Yo, thank you for the star. Rules, when I'm done streaming, I am going to look up all of this shit that you just sent me. I'm going to look up what all of it does, but thank you in the meantime. I'm sure it's awesome. But as I was saying, when I was recording the lines for the scene where Squidward's been attacked and the bear just keeps going back to attack him over and over and over and over, and SpongeBob and Patrick are just like, no, don't run, no, don't limp. Sea bears hate that. Oh, don't crawl. Okay, I guess he just doesn't like you. I was trying not to laugh. It's so ridiculous. And like, once again, harking back to what I was saying before, it's like the sea bear is so like not scary by the end of the episode that like that's what makes it funny. Just like Straw put it, it's like you just have a series of very specific stimuli that is like an on switch for the sea bear. I'm just laughing just thinking about it. Just the fact that it's like, don't eat cheese in the woods. That's cubed slice is fine, or the sea bear is gonna come get you. It's so, gosh, it's such a genius show. Oh, actually, I might as well put these up here. One of the things I hate about filming Legos is like, right now Squidward is supposed to be like looking at his calendar on the wall, and I don't have a flat piece with like a calendar print on it. It's just gonna look like a brick. Unless I like draw it on a piece of paper. I'm probably just gonna be doing an illustration on my iPad anyway. I know I have like a flat piece of a certain color in here that I want. Just trying to find it. Here it is. So that's the thing, it's like, once I finished my first episode, like, I've done this process of digging through all of my stuff so many times that like it's all just kind of right where I need it to be. But just filming the first episode is just the worst. It's how it always goes. But because most of this episode like kind of takes place in the same environment, it shouldn't be too bad. Rules, thank you very much again. Straw, you're good. Have a good one. We'll see you again soon. Feel better. want this lighting to look kind of cozy. Because Squidward is like getting ready for bed. Oh, I have to turn on macro mode. Then we can zoom in, focus, two different things. And we can focus in nice and close. I have to go for another swig. All right, there's no major discrepancy between the live view and the final photos, which is good. There's no exposure offset. Yeah, you see that? Like how there's a little, like a shine on Squidward's forehead? It drives me crazy. Rules, thank you so much. Number one. I feel so honored, man. Or woman, whatever you are. I will not let you down. Yeah, like last year, I mean, filming for BrickBob Films last year was so, like, it was great, but what we're doing now is just a completely different experience. Oh my God. Okay, what? You just pointed out something really funny. Squidward has sleeves. Now, why does he have sleeves? So, while I was filming for BrickBob Films last year, this must have been like, it was all the way at the end of SquidBob Tentacle Pants. Like, here's what you do. If you go to the scene in SquidBob Tentacle Pants where Squidward and SpongeBob become separated again when they're on the stage after Sandy uses the molecular separator ray, you'll notice that Squidward has sleeves like this. The reason that he has those is because in my drawer right here, what I am holding in my hand right now, these are Squidward's arms. They just, for some reason, they just miraculously disintegrated, like right at the end of filming. Both of them. And I was like looking through my thing. I was like, I have to have more of these arms, right? I don't. It's like, I guess there were worse times it could have happened. It's not really an upgrade. It's just me working with what I have, you know? Because that's the thing with stop motion, is you're always working with what you have. Always. It's a well-lit shot. You know, at some point you just have to film. The only thing that I'm not too sure about is I'm Not too sure if I'm gonna be, if I'll like want to do this live action. You know, for a lot of the dialogue portions, I was doing live action. I might do this shot live action. Huh. Maybe I will put him in pajamas actually. Now that you mention it. It it means exactly how it sounds. They just disintegrated. Like sometimes just these old plastic parts will break at like the worst possible times. Where is the... I know it's here somewhere. So, like, I told you about... I talked about this in the director's commentary for Krusty Towers. When I was in the middle of a shot, I was right in the middle of a shot. It was the scene with Squidward's mom. I don't know if Squidward's family lineage is just cursed or something. But like while I was animating her walking to the car trunk to shut the trunk, her leg just broke off. Excuse me. And I just had to improvise. Like, I, I hit it. But yeah, it was like, what the heck? Rules, thank you for the star. He's a really cute little guy. Look at him. He's a star. Not too shabby. Yeah, Hen, I'm gonna take your advice and put him in the pajamas. Check that out. Look at that shit. I'm like I'm like I've been thinking about this on like my own time, but it's like I think about like the whole swearing thing. I'm like, do I want to swear when I'm streaming? Because there is a degree of professionality that I'm trying to keep. But at the same time, hold on a second, I'm switching to filming view. But at the same time, I want to like keep it real with you guys. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I wanna like be myself, you know. I think a little bit of swearing's okay, but I'm not. This isn't gonna be like a uncensored episode of Sailor Mouth right here. All right. So what I'm doing right now is, hold on a second. So, as you guys know, after watching BrickBob Films 2025. I introduced doing live action shots where I'll like puppeteer the characters and I'll do it in live action. Now, the one annoying thing about doing this is I have to look at my camera's built-in display. It doesn't show in the program for some bizarre reason. So you guys can't see what I'm doing right now, but once the footage is recorded, you're going to be able to see the playback. Oh, actually, can I? Yeah, I turned the audio off. I like to do a few takes. I have a pretty good, I guess you could call it like auditory memory. Like when I record lines, when I listen to lines from movies or shows and stuff like that, I'm pretty good at remembering like how it was said, the rhythm it was said at, and how long it took. So I can hear the voice lines that I recorded in my head. But for some of the more longer voice clips where I'll puppet the characters along with it, I'll pull up the recording itself and I'll like try and go along with it. It's so laborious, but it's just something that I've been doing because especially since like this is a very dialogue heavy show, finding little ways to navigate the amount of footage that you have to capture, like these things count. Move one. That's going to be a drawing for this line. Yeah, I spent like an hour recording the campfire song. So fortunately, I have studied voice in the past, which helped me sing the campfire song because it's just like SpongeBob's voice is so much higher than my own speaking voice. So there's that element of like you need to know how to use the resonantial chambers in your voice to achieve a certain sound. But also, I'll make sure that's not too dark. But also singing and singing high notes, that is a you have fun, man. Go film. Get out of here. Go film, man. Flex those creative muscles. So the like singing a high note, that's like flexing a muscle. It's something that you have to work and you have to train. So it took some time, but yeah, I recorded the campfire song, and honestly, I might like, yo, thank you for the sparkles. Sparkle away. So, as I was saying, I'm probably going to re-record some of the lines. Oh, actually, you know what? This actually looks kind of better. You guys are gonna see what this looks like with the light. I'm not digging these. Oh, this doesn't look too bad. Once again, just getting into the flow of things. But yeah, like I am not a singer. I don't sing for fun, but nevertheless, I want to do my best possible job singing the campfire song. I don't want you guys to be putting your hands on your ears. Musical numbers? I can't think of any off the top of my head. Nah, this red lighting is too much. Yeah, it's too much. I have to delete it. And I think I'm going to switch back to stop motion for this shot. Just feeling it out. Oh, you're doing a reanimated collab for Best Day Ever? So I'm I don't think I'm gonna be doing any reanimated collabs for a while because I don't oh man, the Popeye reanimated collab, like it was good, but it was so much work. Like it was a lot. I don't know how far along you are in like in doing the Best Day Ever, like or I don't know how far along you are in like filling out shots, but like definitely keep going at it. And who knows, maybe someday I can do a shot like in Lego, but but for now I would recommend like get the project off the ground, you know? I got all these BrickBob films to make. It's like, oh my gosh. Every time I complete an animated project, I'm just like, how did I have the patience? But I want to wish you best of luck because I've never hosted a reanimated collab before. It looks like a lot of work, but if you are up to the challenge, like go ahead and do it. Oh, it feels so weird filming at 15 frames per second. This is so weird. Oh gosh. Just shaking off the rust. Keep in mind, oh my gosh, the past 6 months I've been animating clay puppets, uncanny clay puppets. I've been animating Lolo the Lucky Clown at 24 frames per second. This feels so weird. It's like, okay, this is way easier suddenly. You don't have to make really small movements. But now the puppets are like 2 inches tall. Thank you for the star. Thank you very much, Rules. I'm doing this one in stop motion animation because I don't want to have too much of that puppetry like right at the start of the video. That's another really annoying thing about like YouTube content format is that like you need the first 5 seconds to like really hook you.
Wouldn't it be great if they got one?
That was like one of those things, like because I've been making YouTube videos since 2013, it's one of those things where it's like that was a transition that I had to make where it was like, okay, back then you could make YouTube videos like this, but now you have to do them like this. Like as YouTube's become more corporate and there had and like YouTube's been like taken more seriously as like a platform for like serious like entertainment media business. There's like more and more unspoken rules. Like basically what I'm saying is because it's just so competitive, you have to make adaptations to your content to keep getting views and keep hooking viewers and you know the way that you title a video, the thumbnails that you make. Those are all things that I'm like trying to adapt to. Wait, there's a fly on the backdrop. This will never do. Hold on a second. Of course, all of the lights are over in this corner. I have an insect trap on the other side of my room, which I just turned on. Not sure if it's gonna work because there is just so much going on here. I hate bugs with a burning passion. I don't know if it just comes with like being a stop motion animator or like just an animator period, but it's like, you know, I'm playing God here. I'm having meticulous control over the environment and the way that you guys can all see it. And I don't like randomness happening.
Lost. I got lost. What is it?
Nah. Well, Jacob, I appreciate your understanding, but like that's the thing. I will give it my all. Even if it has to be bad, I'm gonna give it my all. Like I have to trick the audience into thinking that it's good, you know? Like, you know, when they say like, oh, if you mess up on stage, just keep going and the audience, they won't even notice. It's the same principle. That's a good question. So I don't have a storyboard for this episode. Most episodes are made on the fly. I make them up as I go. But if I'm planning on doing something more complex, like a big elaborate fight sequence, or if I have a really particular vision in mind, like with One Crab's Trash, then I'll do a storyboard. I'm trying to think if I did the storyboard for anything else for BrickBob Films last year. I really do think it was just the One Crab's Trash fight and the clay animation effects for Squid Bob Tentacle Pants. I think that was it. I'm gonna come back and film the scene of like SpongeBob and Patrick lost in the woods later. Yeah, the thing is, like, Rules, thank you for the sparkles. Sparkle away. So yeah, it's just like making an episode of BrickBob Films takes so long that it's like if I were doing storyboards for the entire episode, I would never get anything done. But that's one of the nice things about filming something is neat and interchangeable and quick as Legos. Like with clay, it would be like everything has to be so deliberate. A lot more planning is necessary. But because Legos are so, I'm trying to think what the word is. I think it's just because they're just so intuitive and they're so approachable, it makes it way easier to take on long-winded, big script, plotted stuff like this. It's way easier to approach material like this. Like if I were doing this episode entirely with clay animation, it would just, it would every shot would need to be planned. Because the clay puppets, they fatigue, you know? After you shoot them for a few frames, you know, they start mashing and they get dirty and they have to be touched up. Yeah, different materials that you work with just have different pros and cons. So earlier you guys heard me complaining about like how the lighting bounces off the Lego bricks. That's a con. But Legos has, in my opinion, filming animation with Legos just has so many pros. I mean, just a child could do it. And a child did do it. Like when I was a kid, I was making tons of stuff with Legos. Made a YouTube channel. Still animating for the YouTube channel. Ah, okay. Yeah. When I was filming last year, I would use the remote control here just so I wouldn't have to reach across. I'm noticing the extra effort of having to put my hand from here to here, but it's fine. Also, yes, we earlier in the stream we did look at the new Patrick supposed leak. I'm boy. Like, I don't know. I'm sure at some point I'll get to feature the new set if it turns out to be real, some of the new stuff in an episode. But I'm not begging for a new set, you know? I've been doing fine with the ones that came out 20 years ago. Yeah, he's a pretty popular guy. Fancy that. I don't know. I feel like the original SpongeBob mold that they made for the Lego SpongeBob, like it was really good. My only complaint with it was that it slightly limited SpongeBob's range of motion with his arms. But other than that, it really, I thought the Lego SpongeBob minifigure design was really good. What I love about the Lego SpongeBob minifigure was that he got so many different faces. I really, really enjoy that. I oh so wish Mr. Krabs had more than two faces. I wish he had an angry face. That would be so good. Because he's like, it's so funny because Mr. Krabs is like almost always in a bad mood. He shifts between like manic highs and depressive lows. But I only have him smiling and him smiling even bigger. Like there's only two faces. So it's really funny like watching him fight the army of the living dead and just have that little dopey smile on his face the whole time. I actually thought about that.
That would be.
Voicing over part, like the whole voiceover part.
That would be. That would be.
I don't know. I mean, I think theoretically I could if I wanted to. I just don't know. Like I did think about it, not gonna lie. I did think about it, but I'm also like, man, do I really want to humiliate myself that much? Mr. Krabs is like Dante, like Devil May Cry. I never played that. Yeah, Jacob rules. Thank you for the sparkles. Sparkle it up. Yeah, Jacob. I'm just like I'm really excited for the Sea Bear 2. And I don't even know what it's gonna look like yet. I don't know how I'm gonna design the puppet. I don't know if I'll just like I don't know if I'll composite him in like I did with Mr. Magic, or if I'll make like a puppet that I'll film on the set with the minifigures. I don't know. But I'm excited to find out. And the best part is we have like 10 minutes of footage to film first. But I am excited to be making and designing the puppets with all of you guys on stream. That's going to be fun. Yo, Minion fan? Minion fan, I have been seeing you for a really long time. You are OG. You qualify for a veterans discount. I know about you. You are like super OG. Welcome. Minion fan, if you do want to do, okay, so you're mentioning like a Spanish dub. So YouTube actually has a feature where you can submit, I hope they still have this. You can submit like a fan dub of a certain language. I have to review it and approve it, but I would recommend looking into that. If you submit one, I will gladly take a look. Approaching 2 hours. Fortunately for me, I'm a night owl, so you know, I'm fine with streaming later. Let's just take a few flames at the end. Okay, he does have tea. Let me get a little cup. Gosh, it feels like just yesterday I was making BrickBob Films 2025 episodes while like listening, well, not really listening, kind of semi watching Full Metal Alchemist and Attack on Titan like in the background. Because that's what I used to do. Like, I would put on a movie and just animate. a magazine or something. It's pissing me off. Come on. I can hear him thudding. Come on. He's taunting me. I have a vendetta developing against him. Rules, thank you for the sparkles. Hold on a second. I'm like genuinely curious. I feel stupid that I don't know what these gifts like. I know that Straw explained it a bit. But I want to look this up. Oh, there he is. I have my cleansing wipes. He's very, very indecisive. Every time I stand up, he vanishes. Thank you again. You're getting me through this dilemma I'm having with... It's not really a dilemma, it's more of an active threat. This fly in my vicinity. I feel like Walter White. Oh my god. Cool. Slow down there. Space him out a little. Thank you so much. Thank you guys all for being here, by the way. Just hit the, what? The, 2.5 hours. You sent chili? I didn't even see that. Yeah, so like when I used to make episodes of BrickBob films when I was a really small kid, I could bang out an episode in like a day. But nowadays it takes, oh my god, several weeks to complete an episode. Tens of hours. And it's like, that's kind of like the hard, like the difficult part of like making it viable for YouTube. Because it kind of goes against everything, like, it goes against just everything on YouTube. You know, YouTube has gone through a lot of changes with like the types of content that we're blowing up. But usually the theme is like long videos, frequent uploads, stuff like that. But in the case of BrickBob Films, it's just like the work to output ratio is so unbelievably brutal. But there's a good side. So now that I'm doing these streams, it does solve a big problem, and that it's like, So a problem with BrickBob Films is an episode takes so long to make for how many minutes of video you get as a result. But that being said, the making of an episode of BrickBob Films is genuinely like very fascinating. Like there's so many layers to the production. Oh, we got someone new. Super Mario James, thank you for the star. I gotta look into these stars. It's beautiful. I feel like Mario and Mario Galaxy. Wahoo. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, we got a good amount of viewers. Getting a little bit of rules. Thank you very much for the sparkles. All that glitters is just you know that episode of SpongeBob, All That Glitters? It was rules the whole time. But like I was saying, it's like the making of an episode of BrickBob Films is very elaborate and long and ongoing. But that also, like, the fact that this is now becoming content, like the process, that this can now be the content, like it does solve a big issue, which was like, you know, because it is difficult, like, you know, everyone does really appreciate the BrickBob Films videos on the channel, but it's like, man, every time I make a new video, I have to like go radio silent because I do tend to fixate on work and I tend to fixate on whatever project I'm actively working on. So it's just a matter of applying that fixation and doing it in such a way that also yields content for you guys, so I can, you know, you guys can have a lifeline on me, and I'm liking it. Voicing Squidward is fun, gotta say it. Yo, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3 is another episode that, oh, like, I can't think of doing, like, I can't think of putting clay animation into it because, you know, it's just Man Ray. Like, there's no, I can't think of any ways I would integrate clay animation into it, but that's like one of those episodes of SpongeBob that's just so funny that I'm like, I don't even care. Like, I would just make it. And I'm hoping that I'm going to make it this year. Of course, because I bought the Imagine X figure. Oh, you're going to Vegas. Sweet. Bring me back a Ferrari. Or whatever you buy in Vegas.
You've waited along. You've waited along. You've waited along.
Rules, thank you for the star. Wait, into the Spongeverse? Wait, what?
Did a long time.
Yeah, you'll be able to hear the lines on my shotgun mic. I record all the lines beforehand, And I also just make sure that I get the timing right and I add some sound effects before I animate. Because just being able to visualize, like, the way my brain works is like I can really, if I have the right audio, I can just picture the film going along with it. So the more detailed the audio is and fine-tuned the audio is, the easier it is to animate along to it. It's just kind of like planning. Already, I think that these BrickBob Films episodes, what makes them semi-viable to make for YouTube is that they don't require as much planning. It's really just, what episode am I going to make? That episode? Okay, record the lines, put in a few sound effects, and you can film. Add in music later. Okay, I heard about that too. Making a Man Ray using the blue Batman mask, putting it on a red torso. I saw a video where a guy, he did mention that he tried that, but he wasn't quite digging it. It was a blue Batman mask and a Spider-Man head underneath. Rules, thank you for the chili. How did you know I like the Cholula? I don't know if that counts as chili, but whatever. It's something like that. But yeah. So I don't know if we're thinking of the same video, but like the guy, he made a custom Man Ray, Lego Man Ray figure using the Lego Emperor Zurg mask helmet thing from Lego Toy Story. And I was considering if I couldn't get my hand on, like, wait, hold on a second. If I couldn't get my hands on this Imaginext Man Ray figure, I would have just done that. But the reason that I ultimately decided to go with the Imaginext Man Ray figure is because I like that well, let's see, this figure's, I'd say about 3 inches in height. So because of that, he's going to tower over the minifigures. Not a lot, just a little. And to me, that makes a difference because it makes him stand out and makes him more threatening. Like if I were to put him, wait, I can put him on set right now. Like look at that. I'm not going to disturb the position of the camera, but like you can already see, this is kind of funny. He's just standing behind Squidward watching him get in bed. Like you can see that he can inhabit the shot and the composition of the shot with the other Lego characters without being too big. I think that this figure is like the perfect height. He can look threatening, he can look intimidating, he can look big but without being too big. Taking all of those things into account, I was like, I gotta get my hands on this figure. And I think he'll work very well. I think that Man Ray being like the same height as Patrick definitely would have made him less menacing. Because he's way taller than SpongeBob and Patrick in the episode. And it's an important detail, I think.
Time for this. It's a long time for this.
God, you guys are so smart. I swear, like, you guys ask really good questions. I have thought about that very same thing. How to do the tartar sauce effect. All I can say is where there's a will, there's a way. I will definitely figure it out. I do not know how exactly, but I've worked my way through worse. It is difficult that there's like a translucency to it. First of all, I would film the tartar sauce with clay, no questions asked. But there is that problem where there needs to be a translucency to it. So I'm gonna have to figure it out. It's probably gonna take some visual effects in editing. But yeah, that's a really good question. You guys are asking like the right logistical questions, you know? All right, little slow at the start, which is expected because this is, you know, our first stream, but we're already almost at 400 frames, so we're on our way. One second. Just a minute. Frame one of Man Ray. Wait, that like super detailed like portrait, not portrait, just painting of him. Oh, okay. Tupperware. That's a good like. I get it. Like that's the thing though. You're always gonna use what you have at the time. But what I like about doing stop motion is that like you have your whole life to get better and learn new skills and add them to your tool set so you can navigate these kind of problems. I mean, just go back to like the old episodes I made when I was like a kid on BrickBob Films. And like if I really just straight up didn't know what to do for a certain effect or a certain shot, I would just like take a picture, like a really like crappy, shitty picture of like the show. Like I would photograph my computer screen, it looked awful. Whatever I could do to just kind of convey the information just so I could move on. But now that I have the iPad, it helps a lot. A lot.
Waited a long time for this.
I don't think there's ever been animation that I had to scrap for BrickBob. I don't think so. Well, because you have to think about it. It's like I've been doing this format of like making episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants in Lego ever since I was a little kid. So I've just gotten like really used to it. And whenever I do plan on doing something more complex, more visually complex, more intricate, I'll do a storyboard, an animatic, like I did with One Crab's Trash. Off the top of my head, there was one piece of footage that I scrapped last year, but it wasn't animation. It was like the live action puppetry thing where I have the character on the stick. When Mr. Krabs, like the zombies, they try to dogpile Mr. Krabs. And he jumps high into the air and shouts, "Tally ho!" For that scene, I initially just like filmed Mr. Krabs like on the stick. I like spun him around, made him go up and down. And I remember seeing it like in Adobe Premiere when I was editing the whole video together, and it looked so bad. I was like, I can't use this. I'm not using this. So I threw together the set and I filmed him frame by frame doing the jump. And it looked amazing. Looked great. Required more time. Required more editing. But it was the end result was just way better. God dang it. That has to be upright. I do not want a very obvious continuity error in between a very simple shot like this. That wouldn't be good. That has to be in front. All these slick pieces where there's nothing to click together is a pain in the neck. It's finicky. Oh, that wasn't right in the first place. The orange side has to be on this side. Squidward's gonna read about country music. Okay, so this is like a good instance where it helps to have some like wax clay on the bottom, because now I can move him. Like I have way more control of how I move him, and I can have him be expressive, and I don't have to worry about him slipping and sliding all over the place. You guys are having a conversation on the chat. Can't keep up. The every Wednesday release date. Oh my gosh, you remember that? That was it. Every Wednesday, new episode of Lego SpongeBob. What day is it today? Gaming. And now what day is it today? Tuesday? Tuesday night! He returns to wreak his horrible vengeance. Oh my gosh. Rules, thank you for the star. I have to like make a clay animation of a star or something, or just like a picture and integrate it into the stream. So like for the channel memberships, I made like unique badges for like depending on how long you've been a channel member, which you should totally consider becoming. But I didn't I'm trying to think. I also have a unique animation that I made for like new members joining, but I didn't add unique original visuals for things like gifts. I didn't even know that stars and sparkles and chili were a thing. Oh my god. You were looking forward to it when you were coming home from school? You see, this is what it's all about for me. I mean, of course, I love making the animations. It is grueling, tedious, monotonous, but oh so delightful work. And you know, something that I always hear, particularly if, like for instance, when I went to the animation convention last year, not last year, back in April, it's like usually creative, like when you go to creative conventions or just hear creative professionals talk, they always do like a long-winded speech about like how the work that we produce matters. And for me, I'm just like, well, of course it matters. Like, I get where they're coming from, but it's like if this kind of work didn't matter, then you know the movie industry, the film industry, television, books, any of this stuff wouldn't even exist.
Warm, warm.
You know, we have this desire for storytelling. You know, this stuff really, I mean, the animated films that I watched and just like watching SpongeBob SquarePants growing up, like it meant the world to me when I was a kid.
Warm.
And I just remember thinking like, man, I want to I'm not like, I don't know how to, wait, what the heck? What's going on with my, oh, I see. I'm like, yeah, I don't care if I'm good at animating or not. I just want to be a part of this.
Warm. Tea.
I remember watching like goofy homemade animations on YouTube, and I love them. And that's the thing, like YouTube was a different time. It was more homemade. I don't know how like kids must feel watching YouTube in this age. Like when I was a little kid and watching YouTube, like Crazy Frog and Gummy Bear and Annoying Orange, like those were high production pieces of media. Granted, I think Crazy Frog kind of was. It was like a whole animated, elaborate music video. But the individual creators were just, you know, it's just people messing around. Yep, there it goes. It's kind of warm in here, so the clay is a little bit softer than normal. I am gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to figure out something about the air conditioning because I'm really missing the air conditioning right now. I'm really quite missing it. But I don't, I don't know. I just don't want the sound to be in this video because it's just gonna drive me crazy. Oh, okay, what do we got? Okay, I see. So, the first time that I animated a big project with a DSLR camera, I should note, in Dragon Frame, actually I couldn't use the footage because what happened was I thought that here it's kind of easier to just demonstrate. So when I take a picture, I'll show you in just a sec, just as soon as I get this freaking book back in his hand. I'm gonna have to delete some frames. Dude, Annoying Orange was like an anomaly at the time because that was like the first time I could remember that like even though it was a YouTube channel and it was a YouTube series, that was like the first channel that I could think of where it became a brand, you know?
A good book. A good book.
Like, I remember watching Annoying Orange on YouTube, and then them announcing the merch coming out and seeing it at my Toys R Us, seeing it at Target, and just being blown away. Like, it was a brand. It had a Cartoon Network show, and like I didn't see the Cartoon Network show because I didn't have TV, but like that was the first time I could think of like Annoying Orange, like, or just a YouTube channel turning into something like big. A brand is what I'm saying. Then there was also Fred, which I liked when I was a kid. Except, like, even though Fred didn't have merch, at least none that I was aware of, he had movies made of him. There was a trilogy of movies, and I watched them all. Oh my gosh. Annoying Orange.
Book. And to hold it. Book. And to hold. And to hold. Days with no.
I remember when the Annoying Orange plushies were coming out, I asked my mom, I was like, I want these. I want these. The ones that could talk. I wanted them so much for Christmas. And, you know, I was a kid. So, like, my grandma was, like, you know, getting me Christmas gifts and stuff like that. And my grandmother hated Annoying Orange so much that she refused to buy me Annoying Orange merch. Refused. She just couldn't do it. But yeah, my mom bought me them. I don't think we have them anymore. But yeah, I like wanted to collect them.
No.
Ugh, I want sushi so bad right now. It's becoming that time of the night where I'm starting to think about food. I have a voracious diet, or voracious appetite rather. When I am recording voice lines, I go off of the transcript from the episode, just to make sure that I'm getting it right. There is a hair on Squidward. There's a hair. Okay, we're gonna have to redo that. Sorry. I multitask, as you can see, talking about various subjects and topics, and sometimes I forget. But like I was going to say earlier, these pictures right here, this is, I think they call it the feed. It's the feed. This is a heavily compressed image of the picture that was taken. When I take a picture, already this is captured. This heavily compressed photo is captured, and you're gonna see it on the playback. Meh, meh, meh. That's what you're seeing on the playback. But when I go here, this is what the frame actually looks like. So let me give you a demonstration. I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to put my hand in front of the camera before the camera has completed taking, opening and closing its shutter. Watch. So check this out. Look at the frame here. Looks normal. Now we go to the frame in the cinematography panel. You see how it captured my fingers in front. So, the first time that I worked with a DSLR camera when I was 15, I animated an entire complex shot, 15 frames per second. It was for Mesozoic Mind 2017. And I accidentally got my hand in every single photo, and I had to redo it. It's just one of those beginner mistakes.
Gonna get the whole hair off him.
How? Hold on, I want to hear how loud this air conditioner is when it's on low. Oh, God. It's on low, but I immediately just saw like the sound bars just go up. Oh my gosh. I can't with that. It's gonna drive me crazy. I can't subject you guys to that. I will suffer just to not have the air conditioner on. Okay, I don't like how this just moved. The camera just moved a lot. I wonder if this is melting. This is a wood floor, so sometimes if I walk around, it can mess with the shot. Oh, this sucks. The camera just moves so much. I don't know if the clay is fatiguing or if it's just me walking around a bunch. But we're just gonna have to keep going. It's not worth reshooting the shot. Maybe next time I'll animate in shorts. I usually don't because of my long dancer's legs. So I believe that this audio clip, so the way that I've always done this in DragonFrame is I'll take like a 2-minute audio, amount of audio from the episode. I'll animate it as in one project folder. So that should be about 1,800 to 2,000 frames. 1,850. This audio will end at... Okay, that's after Squidward. That's after Squidward yells, "That's it, I'm in," and then he's like, "I'll show you camping." That's where this thing is gonna end. That's where I would normally be like, "Okay, I'm done for the day." I don't think we're gonna be getting to 2,000 this evening, but that's fine. This has, been a little touch and go. Oh, so just to let you guys know, what I was thinking of doing was at the start of the next stream, because I believe we're going to be streaming tomorrow, what I want to do, because this is a remake of, because I did make this episode when I was like, I think maybe about 14, maybe not 14. No, I must have been like 12 or 13. I made this episode when I was a little kid, like 13 years old. Yeah, I think it must have been 13. So, because this is technically a remake, just for fun, I want us all to, like, at the start of the next stream, I want us to like re-watch and commentate on the original version that I made. That's what I want to do. I think that would be a lot of fun. Oh, we got another one coming in. Yo, thank you for the star. Rules, thank you so much. Squidward's happy about it. It is funny listening to the voice lines on playback on repeat. Have him open his book. There has to be a Lego book, like a proper Lego book. A book is a good prop to have on deck. And this is just a little bit too silly for my liking. What's going on here? It's a little too silly. A little too goofy. Rules, I didn't even know that you could like buy diamonds on YouTube. I don't know. I every day I feel more and more like an outdated old grandpa, but I'm going to have to look into that. I am honored and humbled that you would expend your what is it? Your supply of diamonds on me. Our first stream no less too. I really do appreciate it. Everyone who showed up. It's gonna be a long journey, but you know, we gotta start somewhere, and I figured if we can do it with Popeye, why not BrickBob? Oh, he looks so cozy. Oh, I love this monitor. I like, shortly after streaming, I very quickly realized I was like, I can't be doing this all. I can't be doing all of this on my little, tiny little 14-inch MacBook Pro monitor built-in screen. It was too much. But yeah, now I can, like, I have a place where I can see all of you in the chat. The whole movie. That was an amazing short. The canceled Popeye film concept, like it was, I guess it was a like a concept for a feature film, but yeah, that looked amazing. Oh well, what can you do? I'm just thankful that I can make my own projects and, you know, not having stuff get canceled, gutted, dreams crushed. How warm is my camera? Okay, it's not that bad. Oh, really? I didn't know that Tom Kenny was in there. I'm surprised that I've like never heard from Nickelodeon. It's kind of bizarre. Like, I wonder what would happen if like the right people found out like, oh, there's this Lego stop motion channel that's been remaking episodes of SpongeBob for this long. Like, I wonder how that would go. It's probably for the best. They'll probably delete me off of YouTube. I'll have to like change like the names of all the characters. All the videos will get like demonetized. I'll have to start calling them like Brick Jim, or I don't know, Fred Word. Patrick's just Pat. What was it that happened with like Super Mario Logan or something? I never watched that guy. I know. Yes, I did. Me and my friends, so we both grew up with SpongeBob. We do this thing where we watch all of the new movies that have been coming out because there's just been so many SpongeBob movies being released for some reason. But yeah, recently I finally saw Search for SquarePants, and you know, it sucked. It really sucked. It's it's definitely not the worst of all the SpongeBob movies, definitely not. But it's just it sucks. What I find really fascinating is that the story in it is the exact same thing as the first SpongeBob movie, where it's like, oh well, SpongeBob, you're a kid. You're not an adult. You're a kid, and that like eats away at SpongeBob, and he has to prove that he is an adult. It's the exact same story as the first SpongeBob movie, except told 100 billion times worse. Most of the movie felt like a Mario Party game. You know how in Mario Party it's like you have all these characters like running around like a map that's like got hazards and shit like that. Like that's the whole movie. Like you have the opening act where it's like, okay, Flying Dutchman curse or whatever, and then they find like they find the Flying Dutchman and they go to his lair, they go to his chasm. That was the other thing. The whole, almost the entire second act, they're doing this Mario Party mini, like this game of Mario Party when they're on just like a big map with hazards and such, and it looks like the trench from the first SpongeBob movie. And it's just so tedious because it's like, you know that the Flying Dutchman is manipulating SpongeBob and using him for his own personal gain. And SpongeBob doesn't see it coming. It's just really tedious. I forgot if like Patrick is even in the movie. Like, I mean, I'm guessing he shows up, but like I legit forget like what Patrick has to do in the movie. Um, yeah, Squidward doesn't have anything to do in the movie. Mr. Krabs doesn't. It's here's the thing. It was just like I thought it was just kind of boring. Like the Sandy Cheeks movie is bad, bizarrely bad. The Plankton movie is a bit better. Sponge Out of Water is just like, I mean, Sponge Out of Water is bad, but I have to say that like it feels way more like a cinematic experience because of how much worse the movies get after. Sponge on the Run is literally the worst thing, like one of the worst things I've ever seen. That still holds the crown as the worst SpongeBob movie of them all. Do not be fooled by the animation. Do not be fooled.
What the? What the?
Oh, finally, we're leaving Swiffer's house. Let's watch what we have.
Ooh, that would be great. You've waited a long time for this. A soft bed, warm tea, a good book, and 2 whole days with no. What the?
Yeah, so that was another thing. It was like, I heard some people complaining that, what's her name? Ice Spice? Something to do with ice, or not ice. Spice? The girl that sings Big Guy? Woman? I don't know how old she is. Just threw stuff everywhere. Yeah, she like went to the premiere with her what do the kids say? The Giot. Her Giot was out. Speaking of Giots, when my friend and I were watching the movie and the song played, Big Guy, whatever it's called. First of all, that song sucks really bad. It's like genuinely a really bad song. It's so bad that it doesn't even have like a half step at the end to let you know, like, you know how at the end of a song there's like a key change, or like a half step up, so you know that the song is like about to crescendo and end and stuff. It doesn't even have that. It's just a complete flat song. And when my friend and I were listening to it, and Ice Spice is like, she's like, SpongeBob, big guy. What? SpongeBob, big guy. SpongeBob, big guy. Big guy. What? SpongeBob, big guy. Big guy. My friend was like, it sounds like she's saying Big Giot. And I was listening to it, and I'm like, yeah, that is what it sounds like. It does sound like she's saying Big Giot. But yeah, so like, I was expecting Ice Spice to play a big role. Ha, big. I was expecting her to play like a bigger role in the movie, but I'm not kidding. Like, she like shows up in the movie for like one line. Other than that, it's just the song. Her character's not important. It's just a cameo. Like, I just don't get it. I don't know what the demographics are for SpongeBob in this day and age. I don't know what age demographics. Like, when I think of little kids, I think of like, you know, kids watching the TikToks, the Ima bees, and I don't know, Coco Melon, and the I don't know, or Has Been Hotel. No, I guess it's more teens. But yeah, it's like are kids crowding around the television to watch SpongeBob? Like, I'm genuinely curious. I feel like they aren't. Like, explain to me how TV, how Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network or whatever can compete with the tiny little everything device that little kids have in their hand all the time. Like, how do you compete with that? I don't get it. I think SpongeBob is just an intellectual property that's so huge. It's like achieved God status where it cannot fall. Whatever, it's just, the songs, like, here's the thing. In Sponge Out of Water, there's that really cringe song by, what's it? N-E-R-D, I think is what they're called. Or maybe it's just Nerd, but I'm pretty sure they're called N-E-R-D. And it's like that song was cringe, but it was also like kind of catchy. Like, it was cringe and it was offbeat and it dates the movie really hard. But like, I don't know, like, it was I didn't hate it when I was in the theater. But this song, Big Guy, it just sucks. It just sucks. I don't know what to say. It's just it's not good. It had a 6-7 joke. Oh my god, I can't. I can't. I just can't. I can't and I won't. You know, just every day I feel older. All right, figuring out how to light this. Oh, we need SpongeBob and Patrick. Like, I'm multitasking a lot right now, so I'm like forgetting so many things to talk about that movie. I'm trying to think what else is up. Like, the thing about it's so tough because I don't watch new episodes of SpongeBob. I do not know what they're like. I've seen like very brief clips, extremely few and far between, and like the show is just unrecognizable. Like it doesn't look like the same show. The animation is like not remotely the same. It's like to me it's SpongeBob in name only, you know? I'm just going to turn off that light for a second just so I can figure this out. This is interesting because usually for nighttime I'll have very like cold like lighting, like bluish lighting, you know, let you guys know that we're all outside and stuff in the night. But I also like want this to be like kind of cozy because they are camping in their backyard, basically. Yeah, but like SpongeBob's just a baby like in the new movie. He's not like he was a grounded like adult like of course he has this indomitable spirit and he's very childlike, but he was also like a fully formed human kind of. I don't know. I'm not wording this right. We've been going for a while. But like all I can say is the first SpongeBob movie, like just to show you just how smart that movie is in its writing, is that movie just really understood how to have the goofiest moments ever, but also it knew when to have a dramatic moment and it knew how to write it too. That movie is just perfect. It was the perfect SpongeBob movie. I will always be thankful for that movie. That movie is amazing. Like, if it wasn't for the logistics of it being feature length, like I would totally not mind. I would not hate making that movie for BrickBob Films. I really wouldn't. It's just in order to do that, there needs to be enough incentive for, like, there needs to be enough demand for a BrickBob Films SpongeBob movie. There has to, in order for me to take on the challenge, you know? And we're just not there right now. We're not there yet. We could be one day, but I'm not confirming it, but I'm also not deconfirming it. I just love that movie. And I would definitely have a time making it, but not happening now. I'll stick with the episodes. That looks kind of good. We do need the blue in the back. I think we need that. Oh, what should I have them be doing? Amusing themselves with a carrot? I don't know, I just saw a carrot in there. Yeah, the difficult thing with filming Legos too is because, so the way that these boards are oriented is like if I lock a piece, like if I lock a Lego character, you're either getting him looking dead at the camera, which is a very aggressive, very strong, very dramatic viewpoint, or you get a complete profile view, which just, I mean, look at this, it just cuts you off from the character. So everything has to be at an angle, but like because Legos don't work that way, I just always have to use this wax clay. It is a lifesaver. I think I'm gonna turn off some of these lights. I'm also probably gonna close the stream soon because I am like, I've been going a while, and oh wow, oh look at that. Also, I'm planning on streaming tomorrow. Also, I desperately want my AC on. No, it's a little too weird. A little too weird looking. I'm trying to figure out why this blue does not look blue on camera. Oh, and we need some light in here. Yo, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're 594 frames in to the new chapter of BrickBob Films. Oh, come on, the light. Just a little bit. There we go. See what a difference that makes? Oh my god. It's like dominoes. Yeah. Oh, like there's so many crazy scenes in that movie where I think like, how would I do that? I'm gonna be real. Like I guess one of the things that freaks me out the most about the prospect of doing a BrickBob Films movie, or like a BrickBob Films adaptation of the SpongeBob movie, is the copyrighted music. Like, I would have to figure out something to do that justice, you know? I'm a goofy goober rock. Like, God, that scene is so good. It's so red. Okay, I think this could work if I have it like be bright inside the tent, but have it be dark outside. Also, I'm gonna have to move this back a little bit because I'm just gonna be bumping into this the whole time. Stream has been going on for how long? 3.5 hours. I could have watched Titanic and then some. But no, we'll like it's gonna be touch and go for a bit. Like, in terms of the streaming setup, just streaming stop motion period, I think we've made an insane amount of progress in this new content type. But I mean, also like what? I mean, 600 frames for our first stream. This is pretty good, considering that we were setting up for like an hour. Yeah, I'm probably gonna call it soon, and we can just continue off from tomorrow.
What the?
I love that you guys can see my program. I just like this little setup. It's so
What the?
delicious, so cozy.
What the?
I wonder how I get it darker in the back. Like if I cover that, I think we're just getting too much light. And it looks purple on camera. Do I have to get like the rim? So weird. some seaweed for some sense of depth. Yo, we're almost at 30 likes. Yo, hey, well, thank you very much for pushing the needle, Rules. You've been pushing the needle all night. But no, this has been a great turnout. And this is going to be an ongoing, elaborate, goofy project. But by the end of it, we're going to have a new episode of BrickBob Films. A new chapter. How does this even look? Please tell me I deleted that one. Okay, good. Oh, this looks pretty good. Look at that. I like this. That's fine. It's gonna be good. All right. So you know what? I mean, 3.5 hours. I say we've done it. 600 frames. I think we're good. We're gonna come back at this very, very soon. So I'm here. Hold on a second. Stop the timer. Okay, wait. Hold on a second. I'm gonna turn on the light. All right. So all around, I think this was a really great stream. And next time, at the start of the next stream, we're going to be doing a live reaction commentary of the original that I made when I was a little kid. We're going to see how that goes. So, yeah. I mean, day one done, and we're going to do this. We are doing this together. So, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next time. Please consider becoming a channel member. Join the Patreon. You can join for free in case I ever vanish off the face of the earth for some reason. And we're going to be back really soon. I'm looking forward to getting some more shots done. This was a really good first day. Loved having all of you guys. I'll see you guys very soon. All right? You guys take it easy. Rules, I love you, man.